Recently, remakes and remasters have become increasingly important in the games industry. Remakes and remasters are also excellent ways to test the market for reviving old titles. Fans of remakes and remasters are in for a treat in 2023 and beyond. And here we'll look at the most anticipated upcoming remakes. Also, consider joining my first 1,000 subscribers army and support me as I grow our channel. Okay then, let's start. Number 11. Like a Dragon, Ishin. The Western market will now be able to enjoy the Japanese-only Like a Dragon remake that Ryuga Gotoku Studio is finally bringing with a fresh shine. Ishin is a historical tale that takes place in feudal Japan and features well-known Yakuza personalities like Kiryu Kazama playing important figures. More contemporary favorites like Ichiban Kasuga have been added to this new version of Ishin. Ishin may as well be a completely new game to us outsiders, and it will hopefully maintain the franchise's increasing trend overseas. Number 10. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. The last Prince of Persia game, The Forgotten Sands, was released by Ubisoft in 2010, making it over 10 years since the series' last new edition. That's about to change now that the studio has revealed work on a remake of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time is already beginning. The protagonist of the game is a prince who becomes involved in a conflict between his father and a corrupt foe. The Dagger of Time, a powerful weapon that bestows the wielder with control over time, is at the heart of the story.
Come with me then. But I warn you, I move pretty fast. You'd better keep up!
Number 9. Lollipop Chainsaw. Although 2012's Lollipop Chainsaw may not have been a popular or commercial success, publisher Dragami Games is still planning to remake the crazy action game. However, fans looking for an upgrade on the level of Resident Evil or Final Fantasy should be fair. Yoshimi Yasuda, president of Dragami Games and the original game's producer, said that although it is being promoted as a full remake, it will actually be as close to a remaster as possible. He explains that rather than reinventing the wheel, the objective is to make Lollipop Chainsaw playable to a new audience. The game's graphics have been updated. The new game will have a more realistic approach to graphics, thanks to the capabilities of new-gen hardware. However, it loses several of the licensed music from the original. Number 8. Splinter Cell Remake. Creative director Chris Audi stated in a recently released video celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Splinter Cell franchise that the upcoming Ubisoft remake of the original Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell is still in its early stages of production and prototyping. But on that day, the game's creators gave fans a sneak peek at new features and concept art for the title. The Splinter Cell remake team announced that they would be going dark for a while in order to concentrate on creating the game, only providing a few hints in the form of concept art. You can see some of that on the screen.
Now look for one on the ground in front of you. All right, Fisher, we'll get through this as quickly as possible.
Number 7. Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. Because of its enormous scope, engaging gameplay, and epic narrative, the original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is regarded warmly as one of the most innovative video game releases. The chance to visit several different worlds, meet a wide variety of unique characters, and battle enormously powerful enemies provided for a wonderful experience that wasn't as prevalent back then as it is today. We are excited to see how the classic holds up after all these years, especially with an upcoming remake in the works by Aspyr Media, Lucasfilm Games, and Sony Interactive Entertainment. Players should naturally anticipate a multitude of technical advancements since KOTOR Remake is being completely rebuilt using the most recent technology. Number 6. Gothic Remake. A faithful remake of 2001's Gothic aims to reintroduce the RPG to a new audience. The original's fighting system and control scheme were criticized, but they have been updated to feel modern and, most importantly, playable. To get comments and make sure it's on the right road, developer THQ Nordic Barcelona even provided a playable teaser. Gothic has been a challenging PC game to revisit after more than 20 years, which makes this remaster all the more welcome. Number 5. System Shock. Critics complimented the vastness of the 3D worlds and the game's comparatively realistic mechanics when the first System Shock was released in 1994. Even though the series' success was brief, it is remembered today for advancing the first-person genre. Fortunately, a remake being developed by Night Dive Studios with funding from supporters aims to revive the original. A resourceful hacker will once more be under our control as they explore a space station filled with scary animals and a malicious AI named Shodan in the remake.
create. I iterate. I fuse flesh and steel.
Number 4. Dragon Quest III HD2D Remake. According to Square Enix, an upcoming HD2D remake of the classic RPG Dragon Quest III is now in development. This is scheduled for a simultaneous global release, without any localization delays, just in time for the franchise's 35th anniversary. The main distinction is a switch to a bird's eye view camera and redesigned 2.5D graphics imitating Octopath Traveler and Project Triangle strategy. Additionally, Dragon Quest III HD2D Remake will have new character animations and completely 3D environments for its pixel art character sprites. Number 3. Silent Hill 2 Remake. It appears like Silent Hill 2 Remake, recently announced by Konami, may arrive earlier than anticipated. Recently, Konami officially announced that it will be working with developer Bloober Team to recreate Silent Hill 2 for the PlayStation 5 and PC, but it made no mention of a release date. Many fans therefore believe that the project might still be a long way from beginning. Fortunately, new information that has just emerged suggests that this may not be the case after all. Number 2. Resident Evil 4 Remake. Although some have argued that Resident Evil 4 didn't require a facelift as much as its predecessors, it's difficult to dispute how well this makeover is turning out. The foes infected with Las Plagas are more terrifying than ever, and the innovative over-the-shoulder action looks as professional as ever. Similar to the Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 remakes, Capcom is also rewriting Resident Evil 4's narrative with fresh twists. We can only hope that Ashley Graham will now be more acceptable.
She's lost no matter what.
Now that he has chosen death.
Number 1. Dead Space Remake. We'd also want to draw attention to the official Dead Space remake that Motive Studios is working on right now. Dead Space 3, EA's renowned sci-fi horror survival shooter, hasn't been seen since it was issued in 2013. 2008 original will receive new life through the remake's entirely new assets, visual effects, enhanced dialogue, and other elements. The story's basic premise hasn't changed, though. Engineer Isaac Clarke finds himself on board a deserted mining ship whose crew has evolved into hideous monsters. Okay, this concludes our list. If I forget to add any major title, then please let me know in the comments section.